Hi guys, just giving you all a quick astrology update for the week of the 9th to the 15th of June. Now there's going to be a lot happening on the sky, happening in the sky this week, sorry, and it's going to feel a little bit chaotic with lots of change going on. And this is because we have a full moon in Sagittarius. Jupiter will enter Cancer and remain in Cancer for 12 months. Mars will square Uranus. Mercury will conjunct Jupiter and then move into Cancer, and both Mercury and Jupiter, when they move into Cancer, will square Saturn and Neptune at the same time. Now, when Mercury on the 9th moves into Cancer, it'll first square Jupiter in Gemini and then move on into Cancer and then square Neptune and Saturn. Jupiter will do this the very next day, so Jupiter will move from Gemini into Cancer and square Saturn and Neptune at the very same time. Now, when Jupiter moves into Cancer, it'll stay in Cancer for 12 months, and Jupiter loves being in Cancer. So when Jupiter is in Cancer, it is living the dream. So it's got ample resources and everything it needs to bring out its qualities like growth, opportunity, and prosperity, children, and wisdom as well. So when a planet has that ability, it's usually in rulership or is exalted, and Jupiter is exalted in Gemini. So whatever house topics of the Cancer part of your chart are will do really well over the next 12 months, generally speaking. So with Jupiter and Mercury moving into Cancer around the same time, first forming a conjunction and then moving into Cancer and squaring Neptune and Saturn, it can feel like, you've been given this growth, this opportunity, things are coming together, and then you get a reality check. Something changes and you need to make adjustments. May seem a little bit confusing, like what the hell's going on, but you should be able to eventually figure it out. So going back to Jupiter in Cancer, when I said Jupiter does really well in Cancer, I think because of the square to Neptune and Saturn when it first enters, the first part of the transit might feel a little bit like growth and opportunities in your grasp, like it's there, but you have to put in a fair bit of work to make it happen, and you're just not sure how to make it happen. But you will eventually get there. Now, with the full moon in Sagittarius, it is really linked into this, linked into Jupiter moving into Cancer, and that is because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And at the time of this full moon, Jupiter will be in Cancer, the sign the moon rules, and the moon will be in Sagittarius, the sign Jupiter rules. So these two will have some mutual reception. So when planets have mutual reception, they are able to help each other out, especially if they have an aspect that is a trine, opposition, sextile, or square. The only issue with this mutual reception is Jupiter and the moon don't have any of those aspects. They're in aversion. So they can't, bring the goods to the table as well as what they normally would. So I think what this full moon is going to really bring out. So whenever we have a full moon in Sagittarius or any lunation, you can expect a fair bit of hope, optimism, joy, a sense of adventure, feeling like, you're on top of the world because you can just go out there and take on the world. But there will be a sense that, well, seeing that Sagittarius is, it seeks the truth as well. There'll probably be some sort of truth serum in that joy, in that opportunity that you have to accept and that you have to work through. So it's like something is brought up, it's highlighted. Okay, oh shit, here's the truth of the situation. And then you have to work through that. Now, also when this full moon is occurring, the moon will be at the bendings of the node, so halfway between the south node and the north node. And when a planet's at the bendings of the nodes, it's like we have a choice to make. Do we, with that choice, do we just accept things as they are, or do we move forward? So there'll be this tossing back and forth of, okay, do I just have to accept how it is, or can I make some changes? Now, Sagittarius is a mutable sign. It doesn't stay the same. So I think after a bit of going back, tossing back and forth, do I stay? Do I move? You will decide to move. But you have to learn in the process of moving forward. You've got to learn what you did wrong in the past. Now, on that same day as the full moon, Venus will be squaring Pluto. So when Venus squares Pluto, can usually bring up shit in our relationships, in our love life, how we connect with others that we have to look at and face the truth of that. So there's a number of themes of truth going on around the time of the full moon, and that is the 11th. Now, also at the end of the week, we have Mars squaring Uranus, the arse planet. This is quite a dynamic energy, so things can happen fast. They can just happen out of left field, and you're just going, "What the fuck?" And I think what this is really going to do is it's really going to be the last hurrah of the whole over 6 month transit. I think it actually began in September last year. So Mars moved into Cancer in September last year, then went retrograde in Leo, backed up into Cancer, and then moved forward again and then back into Leo. So whatever topics and themes have been a bit of a thorn in your side since September last year will have like its last hurrah, and then you'll be able to move on. So I think choices need to be made this week. There will be some truth serums, there'll be some readjustments, there'll be chaos, there'll be what the fuck moments. But I think as much as there is unsettled chaos, I think you'll be able to find a way forward with peace. All right, have a good week.